Bum, bum, bum. This is definitely the video that not so many people filmed. And what I want to tell by this is that YouTube is basically full out of the videos with those beautiful sketchbooks that perfectly filling out from the first page till the end of the sketchbook is full of beautiful drawings. But I guess every one of us face the situation when we have the sketchbook we love, it just don't work out and you can't really do something with it, and all these beautiful videos just give you an additional pressure why I can't make it beautiful as everyone do it on a daily basis. So today I want to share with you it isn't full of beautiful drawings on each page. It's just some drawings that work out, some of them actually not. And today I want to show it to you guys to show that actually not every sketchbook should be your ultimate beautiful sketchbook. Sometimes bad drawings just provide you to your better ones. So let's talk and let's go to see what inside of the sketchbook. First of all, I want to say a couple of words about the sketchbook because it's quite unusual, and when I saw it the first time I was quite amazed that something like this actually exists. The sketchbook is produced by the studio by the mark called KARST. I hope I pronounced it correctly. KARST stone paper. What does it mean? It literally means that this paper made of stone. And it's quite unusual because when I feel the paper for the first time, it's quite different. It's like a little bit velvet. I was truly intrigued by the idea of the stone paper, and I decided to give it a try and see. And well, I need to say it's quite differently. And if you're looking for some paper for some, for example, drawings by pencil, it will be the perfect case. But on that time when I started this drawing, I was drawing also by markers, and somehow it wasn't the perfect solution. And here is my first drawing, and you know the stress of the first drawing in the sketchbook. And here is, you can see this. Maybe it starts okay, but then this is two girls on a train. And then I decided to give it like more details at home, and somehow it wasn't working with this paper because like you can see like here and here all, and even here like something just wasn't blended well because I didn't know the paper yet. So I even wrap one of the original drawings that was here because it was like this. So, and this what first page. So imagine how to start the drawing. Then you have this is like a first page. Didn't work out. So then I kind of think that okay, probably I didn't approach the paper well, and I want to give it a try. But next page shows that it didn't because I was sitting in the cafe in Warsaw, and actually it's not recognizable if you will look for some identical reasons. Coffee called Być Może. And actually, well, I don't have words particularly, like here they finished. People, buildings, sky. Looking at this page, I don't know why I actually start to film this video. Well, there says, I guess it's the same day. Probably yes, I was walking around the city and trying to figure it out how to work with the sketchbook in urban reality first. And here is the Polytechnico main buildings, and again you can see that something didn't work, and I don't know why, because I also have the small one and I have exactly the same technique of like working on the urban sketches, but here it's working, here it's not, here it's working, and here is not, and I don't understand why. Probably, as I see now, it's like a different paper, obviously. It's Moleskine, and this is a different color of paper. Here was like all the markers that I had them in a very warm tone, when the paper is like white. You see this difference? So I didn't consider it on that times. So after this, I was nearly give up. That's why this is this moment, then you understand that, okay, if the sketchbook doesn't work for me and it will be not the perfect sketchbook, I will continue just experiments and wherever how it will look like, because nobody will see it. And on this time, obviously, I didn't think about that I will film it one day, but when you approach and when you have this kind of mindset, you start to feel much more freedom. So I even like this sketch much more than the previous ones, because here you feel life. You feel like I was sitting, this is the piazza in front of the cafe called one of my favorite cafes in Warsaw back on times, and my god, it's so, I really don't remember. My memory, this is the why I have this vlog, because I don't remember. So I was sitting in one of the cafes and was drawing this piazza, and what I want to say, I like it. I was surprised how it's working well with the pencils, how if you not thinking too much about how you put in markers and maybe with the colors that I didn't use before, and just to try different color combination, and it will change the situation. So I continue on my searches, and was the next try that I get home and decided to do it properly. Well, the drawing is left behind some perspective issues. It's not so bad, but considering the fact that using those gel pen and using those colors together with those markers on this paper, so it's definitely didn't work out, because just look at this. With the time, it's just get worse. It's like on the first draw it was okay, but after some time it become like I drop it somewhere in the water, and after I hold it like this appear those moments. Well, even the nice drawing wasn't work well like this. And I continue on the same piazza, but from the different side of cafe. I decided, okay, let's try without these crazy colors, just with the pen. And as I said, at the first time it wasn't clearly understandable that the pen wasn't work well with this stone paper, and that with the time it will get worse. I can't even explain this because I don't have explanation for this, but colors are nice. Never use them after this again, but nevertheless. And this is the coffee that's called Na Bank. This is the same piazza, but it's cafe inside. I was thinking like, okay, if here is not clearly architectural sketchbook, maybe people's drawing will be nice. So we have this one. It's a perfect drawing showing my total not understanding how to work with this paper, how to work with these markers. And on this point, I really don't understand why we're filming this, but I feel like the showing you all the process, like that each artist have some crisis and have some things that didn't work out well, make you put on yourself less pressure. Because when you start to put on yourself less pressure, it's just become much easier to express yourself and show what you're truly able of, and not be afraid of judging. Anyway, next drawing. And I think that we don't need a specific comment on this one. And this is the library of Politecnico in Warsaw. No comments on this one. Here again, I was thinking that, okay, maybe if not architectural, let's do some interiors. Do I need to say that it didn't work out as well? This is the same kind of view, but the perspective here I understood at some point that I get it wrong. And one thing about the stone paper that I open up, that if you are drawing by pencil, that's not so easy to vanish it up. I don't know what happened exactly between me and interiors and drawing of the people, but on some point we just don't understand each other. Yeah, and also this paper, I need to say that I was thinking that it's complimentary video for the sketchbook, because paper is really amazing. It's a velvet paper, and now you probably on the next pages, I hope, not really, and not here probably, but on some next pages you will see that it's really good with the pencils. So the next page, here you can see again that nothing works very well, but here is at least again some perspective couldn't go where they should. This is the shopping center called Elektrownia po Wiśle. Here, this is my ultimate favor of the sketchbook, because this is that moment that I understand that, okay, if markers doesn't work and I kind of like drawing with the pencils, I need to try pencils. And guess what? It's somehow worked, because I open up that on this paper, if you have even like B pencil or 2B pencil, and you try to get more and darker color, darker shade out of this pencil, you actually can do this. You can get the darkest color by just one pencil, what is really rare on the normal paper. And when I opened up this, I was like, well, maybe the sketchbook has potential. And I tried the next one. This was a drawing of people, but from photo, I need to say, because the people just move faster and you can't actually catch every detail. Like here, I really need to understand how this hand is like look by drawing it a couple of times. And then I draw it here, and this kind of works because, as I said, pencils work well on this paper, so I like it. Well, then I back to Italy and start to travel a little, and this is the sketch from Verona. I was sitting in Starbucks and trying to see some people to draw. So here was a couple of trials, but people move so fast there. I was surprised. It was Italy, why people moving so fast. And was one of the men that was sitting there, and I started to draw him. And well, nothing special about this drawing, what I can say. And then I leave Starbucks obviously and start to go around the town, and some of the drawings didn't work out as well there, because I started drawing something. It was a corner. It was a corner that, just to give you understanding, this kind of perspective, I was standing like here and looking like to the end of the street. So that's why this is not the frontal perspective as I draw it here. So whatever. I try also on the next page, because as I said, this is not the best page to vanish up some pencil drawings. And well, judge by yourself. Thank you. The same comment. Thank you. This is the main piazza of Verona, and there was some market, and I obviously wasn't brave enough to even put some doodles there. I was just like, perspective sucks, everything didn't working well, I will just leave it. A little bit changing of the perspective, but didn't change the approach to the drawing. And here finally some more or less more brave trials of capturing the people and the situation, the piazza in Verona, and some quotes from the film that's called Eat, Love, Pray, as I recall it well, on my coming back trip back to Milan. So yeah, and after this last page, and just understand that I don't want to torture myself more with this one, with this sketchbook, with these trials. The paper is good. I really recommend to the people try this, especially if you work with pencils, especially if you work with, like here it's really not so bad that you just work well with the pencils, with the oil pastels, but if you're working with the markers, well, maybe it can be not the best trial that you can approach, because you will be really suffering a lot. And this is really the last drawing that I have here. I don't know if I will ever finish this sketchbook. Here's also some trials when I was looking for some good color palettes for this paper. I ended up with this one, but I don't know if I will ever finish the sketchbook. Maybe I'll try some times later and give you some updates on this. This is just a casual reminder for you that not all the sketchbooks would be full of some beautiful drawings. Sometimes these situations happens, and you just need to accept it and keep going. So don't worry if something actually didn't work from the first page. So this is it. This is what I want to show you guys for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you will start to put less pressure on you and your drawings after this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and see you in the next one.